Hi there, in this lecture you're going to learn how to work with date and time objects in Python. So what do I mean by that, and why do you need to learn about date and time objects? Well, let's say you have a task like to calculate how many days and seconds have passed from year 1900 maybe up to current time. Let's say at this very moment, 2018 and March and this hour and this time of day. So it would be quite a difficult task to complete unless you use the specialized date-time library in Python. So there's a library in Python. Actually, it's a module. You can import it like this, or even better, you can do from datetime import datetime. So what I'm doing is I'm importing this object from this module. It happens that the module name and the object name happens to be the same in this case. If we didn't have this datetime object of the datetime module, the way you do this would be very complicated, because there are lots of variables there to calculate the days. You have different years, February with 29 days, February with 28, and so on. But this module, this object, this will take care of everything. So let me show you how would I calculate the difference. So I want the difference from now to year 900, maybe the last day, let's say the 31st of December 1900. And if you want to know how many days have passed until then, this is the answer. If you want to know the seconds as well, to be more accurate, this is the answer as well. So from the current date and time, which is this one here, for me at least, for you should be different. So from 2018, 2nd of March, this is the hour, this is the minute, these are the seconds, and these the microseconds. So from this date up to this date have passed this number of days and plus this number of seconds. This would be how would I solve this exercise. Now let me explain how this all works. So in the center of this all this thing is the datetime object. So this is a special object, just like you have list and other things. This is a special object which has its own methods, which are these ones in here. So you can create such an object for the current date and time, which is this one in here. So now I have just stored this datetime object in the now variable. Every time I call now, I get the same object now with this date, because this was registered at the time that I executed this datetime.now. So if I do datetime.now again, every time I execute this now, I'll get different seconds, as you see, 44, 47, 48, 49. And the other way to create a datetime object was by, let's say, then you call the datetime object, and then this expects arguments from you. So let's say 1912, that's the month, that's the day. You can also pass hours like 20 and minutes like 12, and also seconds like that, and even microseconds if you like. So then is also a datetime object, just like now. And then minus now give you another object which is actually a time delta. It's not a datetime, but it's still part of the datetime module, as you see here. So this gives you the days and the seconds. Let me clear the terminal with Ctrl L. So we had two ways to create this datetime object, and through this. Now there is another way to do that, to create a datetime object. Let's call this whenever, and you'd call the datetime object and then strp_time. And here you need like some string, so you can create a datetime object from a string like that. Let's say the month and the year. And now you have to specify through some special strings which start with percentage and y for the year. So you have to tell Python what this string here means, because Python doesn't know what you have written. So you have to specify its format. Percentage m, small m, so lowercase m for the month. And the other one was percentage d for day. Execute that whenever, and you see the datetime object. Again, just like a now and then, this is also a datetime object, and you can perform datetime operations with that, like doing the difference. Of course, you could have different formats in here, like that maybe. And maybe you have hours as well, like 20, and minutes, like 59. So you have to specify those two. So this has to reflect the format of your string. Year, month, day. For hours, you use percentage capital H, and for minutes you use percentage capital M. Whenever, and you see the year, the month, the day, the hour, and the minutes. And lastly, you can also convert a datetime object into a string using the strftime method, which means a string from time. And here we want to specify the format of the string. So how do you want it to be? Maybe you just want the year, like that, out of that datetime object, so that will give you the year. Or maybe you want also the month and the day, and maybe you want a space, the hour, and maybe a colon, whatever you want, and minutes, like that. And see, you get the format of a string, just like you specified it in here. You can see other methods and properties that you can apply to a datetime object. You can do date time like that. So you can see that you can get the month like that. You can get the year. You can get a day like that. So these are integers, by the way. And that's how you work with date times in Python. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later.